Welcome to episode 3 of season 3 Talks with Dorks. It's just literally going so fast. Making his return to season 3 and the first time he's been on an episode this season. Of course, that's why he's making his return. I don't know why I'm saying it. Tony Abingus, Mr. Teabag.
I'm back, baby.
You're back.
Oh,
You made the cut. You made the cut for the next season.
this is like getting through to the judges' houses then, yeah?
Yeah, literally, we're at that. Yeah, well, I don't know if you're at judges' houses just yet. You've definitely got through to the second stage. You get to sing again. That's the most important part.
All right, time to impress. Time to impress.
Fair, I don't remember hearing you do any karaoke when we actually saw each other in person, but here's your chance. Give me a song. What have you got?
I don't sing. I don't
Oh,
sing.
okay.
No, there's a reason for it as well. Like, it's not that I'm a bad singer. I'm an atrocious singer.
Wait. Just remember we've cleaned this podcast up. Just carry on.
That don't matter then, does it? No. So, like, there's something wrong with my brain, right, where I can't remember lines for a song off the top of my head. Like, they play in my head, but I can't get them out of my mouth. So unless there's words on the screen or the song's playing, I can't fucking sing a single song.
You're saying that though, right? Like it's exactly like me. Obviously, because I have to do karaoke and I do sing. I figured this out about myself because of it. Because there's sort of like, give me Ant and Dex. Let's get ready to rumble. Right, if that's playing, I can rap that like it's got like I am one of them. I am Ant and
Yeah,
Dex,
yeah.
right? But I've tried doing it on karaoke, and yes, the words are in front of me, but because the words are slightly different to how I know them to be, it fucks my head so much. And there's songs I do on karaoke, like for example, Five If You're Getting Down. That is my most sung song on karaoke, but I still have to watch the words. I've tried to do it at more of a cornery eye, so it doesn't look like I'm doing it. But even though I've done it 300 times on karaoke, I will still be watching the words just to make sure I'm doing it in time and I know what I'm saying. I can't. I see people do karaoke without even looking towards the screen.
Yeah, no, twist me up, man. Like how singers go out on stage and like just remember 15, 20 different songs, put on a 3 hour show and just know all the words. Like, that's a madness. Especially when it's like, someone who's been around for a while, like, I don't know, top of me, like Beyonce going on 20 odd years solo. Like, how the hell do you remember all them songs, man? That's mental.
It, right. Again, like for example, my sister works for a care home, and she keeps saying to me, "I'll keep whenever you post one of your videos, you sing your old songs. I show all the old people in there, and they keep saying about getting you down to sing them a few songs." And I'm like, "Oh, I'd love to do that because it'll be the rock and roll stuff, so I'd have the best time singing stuff I like singing as well." But then I'd be like, I literally need a TV screen or something
Yeah.
because I need the words, even though I know them and I know them. It's just my brain. I think it's the ADHD part. It just doesn't function if I can't hear them singing or see what I need to be singing. So like I'm
Yeah.
not a professional. I just look like a karaoke singer that's turned up to an old people's home trying to make a bit of extra cash, a little hat full of money.
Saying that though, like, I do remember some weird stuff. So like from 2002 to 2004, early 2004, I worked in a co-op. And for anyone that's ever done retail, I'll just say
Right.
5020 1600. I know that off by heart.
Well, I didn't ever work in like a supermarket. Just double check. You did mean co-op the shop, not co-op the where you take your people when they're gone, right?
No, 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 yeah, shop.
Yeah,
But yeah,
fair.
5020 1600.
It's a code for something, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Code for something. But it's the most common thing. Can of Coke?
Nah.
No. It's like, 5020 1600. I feel like I should know this because the numbers stick out in my head. It's the code for something that everybody uses all day, every day. Yeah, because
Nah, do you know, I wouldn't even say it's that. No, that's probably why it's a bit weirder, actually. It's seasonal as well.
seasonal.
Yeah. Just
Easter
Google it.
eggs.
Just Google it.
Easter eggs.
Oh, he's warm.
He's warm. Am I in the right season?
Yeah, yeah.
Mini eggs.
Oh, you're scorchy, not burnt, no.
Cadbury's cream eggs.
How do you eat yours?
Oh, well, I don't. I throw them in the bin. I
Why?
because no, 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 I cannot do that gooey shit inside. We're not meant to be swearing. Damn it. There's a swear jar. Yeah, I can't be doing the gooey stuff. Nah, I don't like. I like chocolate. I don't mind a chocolate biscuit, but I can't be doing chocolate with fruit in, with nuts in. If I want a peanut, I'll eat peanut. I don't want to have to go through chocolate to get there. I don't. Yeah, fruity chocolate. Terry's chocolate orange. Oh, it's not Terry's. It's mine. No, it's Terry's. He can have it. I don't mind. He's welcome to it. And yeah,
You absolute philistine.
yeah, I'll take that. If 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 that means that's what it means. If you're going to be okay with me not eating Cadbury's cream eggs, you can have mine. How about that? That makes it better, doesn't it?
Cool. Yeah, I'll wait for him in the post. Or I'll wait for him next. In fact, you owe me because got a bag of my chocolate buttons down there. You owe me some snacks.
I'm not going to lie. They're still sat exactly where you left them on the chest of
Ah,
drawers in my house because every time I've been back there, I'm like, oh well, I'll probably have them, and I'm going to send Tony a picture. Then I completely forget to eat them. They're still there. I might get my mum to send them to you. How's that feel? I
I,
don't know why
I
they're so
left.
nice.
I left the buttons there. I left the Power Rangers sticker there, and I left my fucking Megazord there as well.
And that's my
That's up.
Megalord.
That's up there on the shelf.
Yeah. So one big difference from season 2 to season 3 with myself and Tony is up until the end of season 2, me and Tony had never met in person. We met via social media. We've said this before. We've literally done now almost a year of podcasting together, but we'd never met in person. And we arranged a little event for some of our friends of the podcast in Essex. Tony came all the way down, spent the night at my house,
Hmm.
went on a night out with us. 10 minutes into the night out, wanted to go to bed. Everyone else had a good time.
Man, for that 10 minutes, it was amazing. No, I had a really good time. Like, and no, for real. No, I was knackered. I'm an old man. I'm an old boy, and early mornings, you know, baby life and all that, having twins, it knackers you out. But mate, no, I had a really good time. It was good to meet you finally in person. You're about 4 inches taller than I imagined.
You're about 12 inches taller than I imagine from the way you sit on your chair.
Um, yeah, no, I'm stacked, mate. I'm stacked, and also I know you loved my flared trousers.
It was because I don't know, like you always struck me as a skinny jean kind of guy. Because you got to remember, I generally see you from mostly, if I'm lucky, the waist up. I generally don't see much past your boobies, if I'm honest, on here. So like, I always struck you always struck me as a skinny jean guy. So when I see you in your fledged, because part of me thinks I walk past you because I didn't expect you to see someone in flary jeans. I'm looking for a guy in skinny jeans because we're the same age and we follow the same old school trends because skinny jeans are out now, and you
Well,
proved that.
let's clear a few things up. They're not flares, by the way. Yeah, they're just baggy jeans. And you're saying like dressing the old school way. I'm dressing the oldest schoolest way, mate.
Yeah, but
Like
that's
I'm
now
I'm
like the new school again.
well, yeah, but I never lost it. I rode it out for all that unfashionable years
Oh, you've never done the skinny jean thing, no?
for like 2 years. For like 2 years after like a bit of a lifestyle change after a breakup, and you got to find yourself again. I was like, yeah, nah, fucking skinny jeans is me. It's not. Didn't like him, hated him. But yeah, back to baggy jeans, and yeah, it's like the stuff I was wearing when I was like 11, 12, because I was a white boy in leafy barnet dressing like Keenan and Kel. No.
So you back then you were a bit more like I suppose like 2000s hip hop dress. Yeah, is that what your style then? Is
Yeah,
that
do you
what
know
you
what? There's a lot that is familiar with that actually. Like the baggy jeans, the oversized tops, the like.
did you
If
have
you
the
want to get
Kangol flat cap backwards?
mate, so I had a Kangol flatback, flat cap. I got it again probably when I was like 11 or 12 for Christmas. I begged my mum for it, and it like again, growing up in like leafy barnet, they weren't like that accessible. Like no internet as well, so it's like, bless her, like she found one from somewhere. Um, it wasn't like a cool black one or grey one or that felty material. It was like a weird like rattan material, and it was bright fucking orange. But I still had it. I still rocked it, and a lot of my family started calling me Brian Harvey after that.
Hey, listen, he's relevant again. So that's everyone's got sympathy for that man. So well done. Brian Harvey's pretty cool. I always like Brian.
Done nothing wrong to me.
Name one other member of B17.
Terry.
No, that was the guy who had the orange before.
No, 100%. E17. There's definitely a guy called Terry.
I'm not. I
It's
can't
got
even
to be.
dispute, without googling. I cannot dispute you because I do not remember anyone else other than Brian Harvey. If I'm honest, I can name Boyzone. Was there a Terry?
John Hendy, Robbie Craig, Brian Harvey, Tony Mortimer, Blair Dreelan. Blair doesn't count. He was only in there for 2011, and Terry Caldwell.
Okay, couple of questions. I'm sure there was only ever three of them. You named about seven.
Yeah, so Robbie Craig was vocals in 2014, so yeah, he probably doesn't count
I was
either.
gonna say that's got to be Robbie Craig, as in Woman Trouble. Robbie Craig, yeah,
Mm,
got to be.
Robbie
Oh,
Craig working with Artful Dodger.
that's got to be. Yeah, it's the same one.
Um,
I remember the confusion when it was Craig David on their first two songs, and then Robbie Craig is like, hang on, sounds like they're playing us now. We're just trying to use the name Craig over and over again.
yeah, that was him. Yeah, just 2014. Terry, all the way from OG from 91. John Hendy, all the way from 91. Brian Harvey, 1991 to 2010. He's
I
not
was gonna,
dead. I'm not saying it like he's dead. I mean, he's just not in the group.
yeah, even though he was the main guy, realistically.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay, fair enough. I don't know how we got onto Brian Harvey in E17, but let's go back
Kangol
to
hat.
this night. The Kangol hat. Let's go back to this night out. Like you said, you're an old man. I think I forget sometimes, even though I'm a couple of months older than you, that I, because of the job I do, I'm still out late every night. So
Yeah.
where people our age are now going to bed at 9 o'clock, I'm just waking up at 9 o'clock. I'm still in that frame. So when I look over and like, Jesus, Tone, you look like you're about to pass out. It was during the quiz that was made really evident. Every time you asked a question, you were like, "Sir, what one?" Cleaning the looking at your watch.
Oh, mate. Yeah, no, it's we do live completely different lives. Like I'm up most mornings like 4, 5, and then got the 9 till 5 job, which you don't have to sit through. And you got the twin home life, and I've got my eldest daughter as well. The weekends, and oh boy, got podcasts and daft TikToks to make and all sorts. I'm a busy, tired boy.
Again, you say it's the opposite. When you say you're getting up at 4, 5 in the morning, it's not like we couldn't even text each other because you could literally text me and I'd be like, "Yeah, mate, I'm still up."
Well, it's
Just
happened a few times, isn't it? Where you've caught me on my live in the gym, and I'm like, "Oh, you're up early," and you're like, "No, I'm still up."
yeah, this is still Tuesday while you're on Wednesday, mate. I don't know what you're talking about, but this is where it like this kind of thing, like we we have set times to be able to record the podcast and stuff like that. Is because it's kind of like the times we can all interact with each other. It's like that middle ground of about 9:30 at night. It was
Hmm.
really weird recording the first episode of season 3 because it's been a long time. Me and Ash, when we started this, it was generally mostly early afternoon, early evening, late. It's like 7 o'clock we'd record. So I was used to daytime, but doing a daytime episode last week, 2 weeks ago, when this podcast comes out, but with Ricky from Geordie Shore, like the light was beaming through. I could like my lighting was all off because I had daylight to deal with. So
It looked weird, man. It looked weird because like I've never watched a Ash and Ryan episode. I've only heard them,
mm,
and then the ones I've never listened to ours, I've only watched them. So it's just like yeah, it's a bit weird. It made me feel like when WWE went to HD. It's like this is too shiny. This ain't right for me. Like I want it to look like that YouTubey shitty grainy footage. That's wrestling to me. got used to it now, but yeah, no, weird, weird transition period. So don't record during the day again, please.
I'll try not to. It depends on the guest though. Do you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
gave him times, and honestly, dude, like we set this. It was great. We set this idea. We had this long chat beforehand about different things. We're going to try and keep these to no more than an hour, less if we need to. That went for an hour and a half, and it was the first episode. So I raised that bar back straight back up. But I'm not going to lie. When you've got someone like that, Ricky from Geordie Shore, someone who did not need to have to come and do this little podcast. He's literally still his TV show is still on the telly now. He's still doing really well, but he did it as a favour to me, and because he was interested in talking about stuff he doesn't always ever get to talk about because he's always asked the same questions. It's
Yeah.
such good, like yeah, great. Just for me, it was nice because it was like, technically as of this point, the episode's only just come out, but it will draw interest from people that well, let's see a different side of Ricky, and hopefully draw some people
Hmm.
that are interested in other stuff that like Geordie Shore, for example. Other than that, the podcast is going great. We've got bits of news. I know I said this is a tough one because where we're kind of ahead of ourselves with recording, we've got something to talk about, an event that on episode 2 I've said a little bit of information about, but I could maybe drip a little bit more. I was thinking about this. How much information can we give out at this point? Hopefully,
Hmm.
by the time this comes out, we fully announced it. But Tom, you're busy on May 31st.
Washing my hair.
Cool. So once them 2 minutes are over,
Shall I come back down to Essex?
I'd love you to. I would love you to, because you know, as I mentioned in the last episode, we are putting on a wrestling event. There's literally no way of denying it now because money's been put down. Thank you, by the way, for stepping in. I really appreciate it because I generally thought I was going to be skint for another month, but money's been put down. People have been booked. This is the thing we cannot. I don't want to go into just yet because we want to let them do the announcing. So just in case they
Hmm.
haven't by this point, but we have got some people connected. We've got some fairly. I mean, the guys we've got booked just wrestler wise, we've got some names, British wrestling names involved. Touch wood, there could be some more. We're also one thing we'll say about this. The big idea of this wrestling show is to build it around social media. We will be promoting stuff via social media, and we've asked a few content creators to get involved, all that generally have stuff to do with wrestling, and they're going to be somehow featured into the show along with us, along with the wrestlers. That's pretty much all I can say, Tone. But how you feeling about it?
I mean, it's really mysterious that you didn't give anything away then.
Yeah, but I didn't name it. That's the one thing I said we can't talk about just yet. Is
No, no, fair enough. No, it's do you know what? It's so weird because stuff like this is like stuff I dreamed about. As a kid growing up, loving, adoring wrestling, and having a little more of an understanding about it than a lot of people in my year or like people that watched it. And this is pre-internet stuff. This is pre me being a mark, Ryan. This,
smart.
this is this is me just getting every bit of like content I could and like hearing every interview and reading everything I could and getting a bit more of an understanding going saying to my friends, one day I can do this. Like, I could run a wrestling promotion. Albeit this might not be a full blown promotion yet. This is the start of something new. I'm really excited.
That's another bleep I've got to sort out.
I'm really excited. And I can't believe it's actually happening.
I mean, again, I mean, it's probably obvious to people if they've been following the podcast since season 2 where this idea come from because it was me and you on an episode that the idea started from something small, and then 2 hours later, it was 1 o'clock in the morning here. I'm just sat there going, I run shows. I've got a team of people now that all like wrestling. Even Laferde knows a little bit of something. He knows who Hulk
Hmm.
Hogan is. Doesn't realise he's not relevant anymore, but he knows who he is. Um, and then, sorry, I've got because I've just remembered something, an idea we had. But sorry to the listeners, I'll tell you afterwards, time. But We've got a team of people that are all interested in wrestling. I'm sorry, Laferde. Oh, it was an idea we've had that might be to do with your vision. That's all I'm saying. To do with the wrestling show. But we've got a team of people that want to that all like wrestling and have a need. You know, Woody's literally looking at fucking. Oh, I've sworn again. Swear jar. Um, look, Woody's looking at going training, and he's going to training because he was looking at a school near him, but it was one of these where you have to lay out money for a 6 week course, regardless if you can't make it to the whole course.
Hmm.
And I was like, there are different ways of doing it. You just pay for each session. He's going with potentially with Sticks. Do you know
Oh
Sticks?
yeah,
House of Pain Wrestling.
yeah, yeah,
I see someone again I came through drop kicks with. So when I said to Woody, that's like he's not in he's like that's like an hour and 5 minutes. That's not bad at all. He's going there, and I'm like, if you look at Sticks' facility, man, it's like the performance center that NXT have got. It's so good. I think they've got at least 2 rings, a whole gym, mats, the whole shebang. And it's not like most schools I've been to where 90% of the week it's a karate dojo,
yeah, yeah,
10% of it is a wrestling school. It's the other way around. It's built for that. So it's a proper. He's going to learn so well. He wants to get involved. Like you said, you've always wanted to do promoting. Like we've got people on the team that have a passion to do it, and someone that's done these and promoted these before. And the biggest drawing cell for me in this is I'm not going to be doing the whole thing myself. As much as I'm used to doing it, and I might have upset Woody and Scott a couple of times with just trying to saying this is how things go. It's the fact that we're all doing it. Like the poster that's been designed, 3 of us were sat there doing it at the same time and coming up with it and putting ideas together. You're doing bits behind the scenes that we won't talk about, but mate,
hmm
could mean massive things for this. So as you said, this could be the start of something big. I mean, where do you see it? How do you see this going? From show one, what would you say the next step is? Two.
yeah, yeah. I think that I learnt that in school. Two follows one, so yeah, we'll put on number two before the year end, and then I think this, again, without having to say too much at this stage, is we've got something that's different here. We've got something that's different. We're combining a couple of worlds, and there's a whole element of this which I hope you know what I'm on about. Saying what it could evolve to. That secret element. Nothing like this has been done.
Yeah, and that secret element, if I'm on the right path of you, is massive. But it's a unagi. It's like it's so big that it is going to take a long time to get to, but it's a great goal to have, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It starts this. Look, if by now we might even have the tickets on sale, we'll see how the tickets are going. I'm not going to lie. My aim is to go into show one, make an announcement for show two because the tickets have done so well.
Hmm.
So touch wood, with the people we've got involved, we've only got 200 tickets to sell. With the people we've got involved, that should be super easy. I'd be what?
No, I was saying easy peasy.
Oh, I was like, stop! You're saying too much, Ryan. Oh, I thought we were going down the 90s. Yeah, come on. How? Do you remember how to?
Of course I do. How for now?
Ah, how fun. Yeah. Oh, that was great. A little bit of science in the afternoon before Wizardora or after Wizardora, one of them.
I used to fancy Wizardora,
I had a weird thing for her too.
but was she even teacher fit? Let alone fit? Was she even teacher fit?
I think it was the socks. I, I think it was the socks. I don't know.
Do you know what? We're cleaning things up. We're cleaning things up. I'm not going to say that there's maybe a niche out there for some 90s themed black and orange content.
Oh, yeah, no. Mars will go back to what we was like before.
I've gone 25 minutes, mate.
Yeah, and to be fair, I'm actually really impressed. But at the same time, I knew this was going to happen. Let's go back to the wrestling show before we get down there. But Wizardora, yeah, fit. If any youngsters out there don't know who Wizardora is, she might be a bit older now, but I bet she's a cougar. Um, so, rest of the show. We get to announce if we can announce show two on show number one.
Hmm.
For me, that is my goal for this year. I'm hoping everyone's if we do two this year, and if we look at it, hey, if things go well, we could up it to four next year and beyond.
Hmm.
And again, with us, the plans, the minds coming together, it's going to be fun. But that, I mean, listen, I'm not going to bang on about the rest. I've got my brand new CM Punk t-shirt on. Yeah, best in the world. I've wanted this top for 14 years. 14 years I've wanted this top, and I don't know why I never just bought it, but I've had others. But I
You
love
you
this.
know you know I know why you haven't bought it.
Go on, what?
Well, I'm going on 30 years of wanting something. I'm not buying it. I refuse to buy it. I'm waiting for someone to buy it.
Yeah, that to be. It was that point because I've seen people buy versions of this t-shirt that are not from the official WWE shop,
Hmm.
and they didn't last long, or the pattern was too small. So, but the WWE shop, as like most things right now, fairly pricey just for a t-shirt. Because then you've got to put the postage package on top as well. So yeah, you're right. I might have done the old. Do you know what? I've always wanted, showing the other half. I've always like that. I've always wanted this T-shirt. I don't think I could buy it. What do you mean you've bought it for me? Done that. You're so sweet. Yeah,
Oh.
sneaky, but I got what I wanted. And I'm not even gonna lie. Look, the hat's CM Punk as well. I noticed very, very quickly. You can't see the symbol in pretty much
No,
any light.
no, no, no.
Not at all. It should be white, but it's just plain black against the beam. Unless you go right in and go, look, there's CM Punk. But yeah, other new things that are coming out, Tony. There has been a lot of teaser trailers coming out this week.
Hmm.
Um, Obviously, they'll be a couple of weeks old, so most people have seen them by the time this comes out. One of them was Cobra Kai Season 6 Part 3, which I know you are still not there yet, but
Hmm.
I'm going to say it once again, dude, get on this show, get up to date and get on it, all right? It's the one show, of all the things we talk about you should watch, that's the one I'm most keen for as a fellow old man.
The journey started. The journey has started, and now I've finished Squid Game, so I've freed up a little time for that. I've sacked off Manifest, so I've got even more TV time. I just need to utilize it and not sit down watching Simon Miller talk about wrestling all night.
That's a good idea. Because you've got to stop with this is a thing these days, isn't it? Is that people go, I haven't got time to watch TV shows. It's because we know if we put something on, we're going to doom scroll. We're going to doom scroll. I do it. I've realised the other night I put on The Big Bang Theory, and I was like, I'll choose this episode because I know the next few are pretty good. I then looked down at my phone quickly, and when I looked up, all the episodes that I wanted to watch were gone.
Wow.
I was like, that's four episodes. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're only 20 minutes episodes, but that was a good old hour and 20 minutes gone because I was down at my phone and went, oh, yeah, and then went down a rabbit hole because I'd watched two videos on what was I watching the other day? Two videos on Red Dwarf, and then I went down a rabbit hole of Red Dwarf content, and it was great. But yeah, Cobra Kai season 6 part 3 is coming. It'll be out by the time this is out, so you'll be hopefully a very happy Ryan because that's it. It's the end of
Hmm.
Cobra Kai, and then you've got the Karate Kid movie that's coming. Two other teaser trailers that have come out. We've had the first look at Final Destination Bloodlines. You didn't watch it, did you?
No, no, but I'm intrigued to see how Roman Reigns and Solo fit into this. I like this crossover. WWE going really mainstream.
I hadn't even put the two and two together. That's good. I like it. Yeah, I mean, Final Destination. Have you seen them all?
Not
What do
all,
you think?
not all. I've definitely seen the first two, and then I've seen others. I don't know which order or what number.
So you know the gist, and it's been a while since there's been one. Like the last one was
Yeah.
supposed to be the penultimate, but as things are doing, if they've got a good idea, they're trying to make it. This teaser trailer was basically just, I'm going to say, it can't be the opening scene if it's like the others, because it's not a big tragedy like that affects loads of people. This is just a scene of one person and basically their untimely demise. And my reaction video is up on our page. Go and have a look. Yeah, it was making me go, oh,
Ooh.
oh, really? This is I was going into this expecting a teaser trailer, and I'm like, oh no, 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 no. But yeah, no, I'm in for it because it's made me feel like that. I love stuff like that. Bit of gore.
Quickly on the subject, what's your favourite horror franchise?
Scream. We've done
Well,
this.
that's I don't remember.
Halloween.
I
Oh, you
wasn't on the
weren't there.
Halloween episode.
Oh yeah, of course you weren't. Sorry, I forgot. There was Beetlejuice, Riddler, and the Joker. So I forgot that one of them were
Yeah,
in
yeah.
there. Oh yeah, so yeah, we did top five horror franchises. No, hang on, we did that as a separate bit of content. But yeah, Scream. What's yours?
Probably Friday 13th.
Tone, I feel like you were literally there for this episode. I'm going to be checking this afterwards. But top five horror. I'm pretty sure that was on my number one of this. I'm now thinking, but Scream and Halloween are like almost a par, but Scream kind of pips it for me because Scream I always go by as the one that I was I was very scared of horror movies growing up. Like I couldn't even look at a
Oh, yeah.
picture of Freddy Krueger in a newspaper without having nightmares for weeks. The comic book shop in Basildon Town, little comic book shop at the back, it had a little room that had like more mature comics and posters, and one of them posters was Freddy Krueger. I went in that room once, stayed in this with all the colourful superhero comics in the other room
Yeah.
the rest of the years, and I still go into that. It's a smaller version of the shop. I still go in there nervous, just in case. So I was scared as a Pennywise. Couldn't watch it. Couldn't watch any of the horrors, but Scream. And funny enough, it was at a sleepover I had at my 12th birthday. Scream was the big film, 1998. Scream 2 was coming out. Scream 1 was out on VHS. We got it. There's a load of 12-year-olds having a sleepover. And I watched it because I've got to be brave. I've got friends here. But I watched it and really enjoyed it. And what made me go, well, hang on, was I know, yes, I'm a bit old enough now to know that Freddy Krueger isn't real, hopefully. Michael Myers, the rest of them aren't real. Scream is quite scary because it can happen.
hmm
So why am I scared of the rest? And then it spurred me to go in and enjoy horror. Basically, that's why I like Scream. What's yours? What was yours? Friday the 13th?
Friday 13th. Friday
Yeah,
13th.
Jason's cool.
Yeah, hockey mask. I like hockey. I think that might be where it started. And it was the first horror film that things are different now, aren't they? My mum allowed me to watch, like whether it was a 15 or 18 or whatever, she allowed me to watch it when I was a kid. So it was my first horror franchise as well, which is quite cute.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. And because I Friday the 13th, number seven was the first one I watched, as it always happens to me. Didn't realise if you start at the beginning, you'd understand it better with a lot of franchises.
But to be fair, from definitely from Friday 13th 3 onwards, it is just Jason and Hockey Mask causing torture on teens. Whereas, like, yeah, the first two definitely show you how Jason becomes Jason, but then the rest are just like him just
So I
slash
think
him.
because for me, seven, eight, and nine, which is seven, eight, and Jason Goes to Hell,
hmm
they they link, don't they? Because like the end of seven, he ends up in Manhattan. If I'm
Yeah,
right.
so there's a bit of a
Eight,
thread, but
eight, then is it at the end of eight you see the Freddy Krueger hand, and it goes into Jason Goes to Hell.
no, that's the end of Hell because then it goes Freddy versus Jason.
Technically Jason X, but that one's
Yeah.
I liked it. I really liked Uber Jason.
I've only ever seen it once, and I wasn't that impressed. I wasn't. It wasn't Friday the 13th for me. That's it. That's the only reason. I love a bad film as well. Like, don't get that twisted. It's not because of cinematography was out and the script wasn't strong. Like, it wasn't any of that. It just wasn't Friday 13th for me.
So I think again because that was one of the first ones I would have been around seeing, I really enjoyed it because that was the one I could, be fresh seeing. Like it's not an older one. Like, what was the other films around then? Like Star Wars. I'm one of those that, yes, I know the originals and I like the originals, but I grew up with the prequels. So You
Ryan loves Jar Jar Binks, everybody.
You said one bad Jedi. I love Jar Jar. Jar Jar's all right, you know. I thought he was hilarious, and I believe this theory that he is a Sith.
I'm sure that means stuff.
Do you not heard this? There's this whole thing online. You've got to look it up. That it's that Jar Jar Binks is the real Sith Lord, Sith Emperor, because there's this whole style of kung fu that's based on like drunk movements.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you watch, he basically sabotages when he's dropping everything, all them ball bombs and everything. It's all on purpose to make
Okay.
the good guys lose. So like, if you, it's like a 10-minute video. By the end of it, you're like, he's a Sith. He's a Sith. Like he becomes in number two or something. He's like even though you got Chancellor Palpatine coming up, becoming the Emperor and all that over here, Jar Jar's like an 80, didn't he? He's doing all the speeches in that in the courtrooms or whatever they're called.
Do
Such
you
a
know
Star
what?
Wars fan.
There's an episode in this of just having a chinwag about fan theories.
Yes, write that down as an idea. That's a great idea. Um, let's go back to teaser trailers. We've got one more to talk about because we don't even
Yep.
need to keep rambling on. Um, Fantastic Four First Steps, which again it's one of these because Marvel has been up and down, obviously, with its run.
Hmm.
Brought it back with Deadpool, Wolverine. Fantastic Four is obviously a big one because it's the first Fantastic Four under the MCU. Teaser trailer gives away enough to give you an idea of what they look like,
Hmm.
who they might be facing. Well, I'm pretty sure they will be, and the era it's set, etc. like that. What did you think?
Loved it, man. Loved that. There's the setting of it being that 50s kind of feel to it with the costumes and the vehicles and what have you. But then it's like got that sort of like when I say Burton or Schumacher Batman twist where it's like there's a lot of old to it, but then there's like it's in the future still as well. Love that little juxtaposition, and I loved the shadow of the person at the thing at the end. I suppose we could say it, right?
Yeah, it's
People
it's
say,
coming
yeah,
out. It'll be 2 weeks.
Yeah, Galactus, man. Oh,
I don't know if you saw the footage that come out from I think it was San Diego last year when they dropped it, and all you saw was his eye come up at the window. I'm sure we spoke about this,
no, I didn't see that. No.
but you saw his eye come up. So obviously we knew that Galactus was going to be in it, and there was a lot riding on Galactus. Obviously, Fantastic Four has had a bit of a history as well. Fantastic Four one with Chris Evans and Human Torch, etc.
Hmm.
Really strong start. Two, I loved the Silver Surfer aspect of it, but Galactus was a cloud. Was a gas cloud
Right.
so there was a lot riding on that one to because that was the first time seeing Galactus. So if they were going to bring Galactus in it again, it wasn't going to be hard to beat what they had before. Obviously, then you had the second version of the Fantastic Four, which did you ever see it?
No.
The one with Michael B. Jordan. All I remember is going into that film, and just as I thought it's about to get going, it ended. That's the feeling I got out of that film. Like, 'cause when they were like becoming the Fantastic Four, and you're like, right, this is going to be it. This is going to be. I hadn't realised I'd been watching this film for so long that it was ended, and it ended, and there was no. It was just like, oh,
No climax.
yeah, no, yeah, it was, yeah, it was. I'm not gonna. No, no. I'm gonna make a really bad joke, but I'm not gonna.
We're clean. We're clean now. We're clean.
Yeah, anyone that knows me will probably know the joke I'm probably going to say. I know something of the variation. Yeah, you're right. That's for the X-rated version of this podcast that comes out later. But this Fantastic Four, that they had to get Galactus just good enough. And I'm not going to lie, well, you don't see much of him. You kind of see the back of him, I suppose. I watched it a few hours ago, so I can't remember if you see the front of him. But
No, I
you
don't. I don't
see.
think you even see any of him. I just feel like it's a shadow over the city.
Mm.
Worth a rewatch then.
Yeah, definitely what Ralph. It's what I'm saying because it's one of them. It's like you're so shocked that he's just there.
Hmm.
I don't remember. I don't remember what he looks like at all because I've only watched it once and I've reacted to it, posted a video, and went on, carried on with my day. So they've got that right. The Thing is a big talking point. People have been concerned about how the Thing looked. would look. I didn't like him in the Michael B. Jordan version. I like the version in the Chris Evans version,
Hmm.
but this one, that's comic thing.
Yeah, that. So like, even though I've not seen the Michael B. Jordan movie, like I've seen lots of shots and little clips and stuff. Yeah, the thing was, meh. In the first Fantastic Four from the noughties or whenever, thing was definitely more thingy. But yeah, this one
The classic
is
thing.
yeah, man. That's like spot on, and I'm sure that purists and long term fans surely must appreciate this.
Yeah, and that's the thing, because obviously, I mean, it's gonna. I can't think of his name. It's gonna do my head in. But the guy that played Thing in the very first one, um, was he in
The American Phil Mitchell.
American film? Which, yeah, like he was in like the Shield, wasn't he? Like that
Yeah,
TV
yeah,
show Shield. I can't remember his name, but like the look they gave him is a comic book thing, but it's a more modern look. They've gone with the eyebrow version with him,
yeah.
the brow, and it's so cool. And the costumes,
Spot
I
on.
love the baby blue look of it. Not like yes, I like the dark blue that, for example, Chris Evans wearing in Deadpool and Wolverine, but baby blue
Yeah,
adds to the aesthetic of the '60s feel, the the perfect home kind of American dream
yeah.
style life that they've got.
And do you
Obviously,
know what they can do with this?
go on,
Wearable merch. Like people could wear that on the street, and it's not going to be like you're in cosplay. That could easily be a t-shirt.
mate. Yeah, easily. It's subtle, but it's yeah, very, very cool. Very, very cool colouring. And one person I am going to give props to, because they all look great. I'm liking Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards, but there was a lot riding on, for example, Joseph Quinn, who's playing Johnny Storm, Human Torch,
Yeah,
because he's Stranger Things guy. Can he be a superhero? And they showed a picture of him being blonde. But one of the first things me and Brad spoke about, my stepson, was like that shot where he's kind of, I can't remember what he was doing, but he's like, the camera's looking down at him and he's like, looking up.
yeah, yeah,
I was like, that's a Johnny Storm I can get behind. That is
yep.
Johnny Storm.
And he's obviously in Stranger Things. He's got the mullet and the denim and leather and all the rest of it, and it's it is obviously a completely different character and a different look, but I reckon you could trick some people, or not even like. I reckon some people wouldn't even say, "Oh, that's Matey Boy from Stranger Things." Like it looks that far removed that I won't. I'm not going to have a problem sitting there watching him, thinking he's in the Upside Down.
Yeah, because I mean, yeah, like you say, it's a completely different look, because he's got long hair in that. Obviously, it's darker and stuff like that. But you say it's the face as well. He looks like a different. He looks like a Johnny
Yeah,
Storm now. He doesn't look like oh, why can't why does this happen? When you're recording a podcast, I could tell you, I could name these characters off, but I cannot for the life of me. My head's just gone. Do you know what? I'm not going to tell you. You need it. You need that name of his character in Strangest Things season 4 right now. And someone listening or watching is shouting it. That one listener we have is going, "It's this," and I couldn't just nick Google it.
should I leave you in turmoil or should I tell you?
You know, don't you, Con?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, Eddie.
Eddie Munster, of course it is. But oh, you didn't beat your high score on Sonic behind you.
Oh, pants.
Poxy projector eels. But yeah, I'm in for Fantastic Four. It's going to be good. I genuinely believe it. Obviously, Superman and Fantastic Four coming around the same time. I think Marvel and DC. I know there's always going to be Marvel versus DC, and I'll always be DC over Marvel. But two good films from both products coming out around the same time. I'm
Yeah,
happy. I'm in.
and you know what? So I am one of those people that dogs on DC because it is completely, in my opinion, like it's not good. Is what we can say in this new PG era for us. Yeah, it's not good. But this Superman looks like they've smartened up.
And do you know what? I saw. Did I send the? I can't remember if I sent the video into the group. There's an advert for him promoting like a perfume or something, where he's in a suit, he's walking out, and I realised, other than "Crypto, take me home," you don't really hear his voice, and
Hmm.
he's talking, and I swear to God, again, once we finish recording, I'll send it to anyone else. Trust me, go check it out. You hear his voice, and I swear I went, That's Superman. That's like that voice is his, and that is
Yeah.
Superman. I mean, it does mean now he has to get this Clark Kent right because this his voice. If this is his real voice and this is the voice we're going by, it's you'll see what I mean. It's just that's Superman's voice. So he
Mate,
thought,
his Clark Kent looks amazing, and
yeah, like
if
Tony
you're a
Khan.
wrestling, I was going to say, if you're a wrestling fan and can separate him from looking like Tony Khan, I think he's got it.
This
Obviously, it's a teaser trailer. There's not much to go by, but it looks like he's got it.
I think it was our group. There was a when that first image of him as Clark was released online, like a leaked picture, and you saw him. I think it looks like he's walking into the Daily Planet, turning into the
Yeah,
city.
yeah.
I think I put it in our group, or I did send it to someone because someone had shared it, going the first look at Tony Khan's new biopic, and I said, "Oh my God, they're doing a Tony Khan movie." I was fooled by Clark Kent not being Superman.
Doi.
I was literally straight up, and then it went till later. I was like, and I saw pictures of. I was like, oh my God, I hope no one realizes I've made that really bad connection for a wrestling and Superman fan. I didn't realize who that was. Really good, but yeah, I mean, Superman. It's there's a lot riding on the film because it's James Gunn's first movie in charge, and there is a strong rumor that he's been told if it doesn't work, you're out, and then we're going to start again. But I don't know. I got a good feeling, very good feeling from what I've seen. The look, like I said, this video when you see it, the voice, you're in. Trust me, you'll go. That's Superman's voice. And yes, I'm a Henry Cavill fan. For all you Henry Cavill fans, I love
Hmm.
Henry Cavill, but we've got a new one coming, and I'll just have my great memories of Henry. And you never know. There's a multiverse out there. I guarantee you, once this universe is established, I don't think we've seen the last of him, and I've said no more than once.
Unless the rumors are true and he's jumping ship.
Hey, who said he can't come back again though? In another 10 years, whatever, we can have
Oh,
his old Superman.
he'd
Share
be
and
like
see alike.
the Jeff Hardy of the superhero world. He'll just go wherever he wants.
To be fair, Ryan Reynolds has done it. He's gone between. Other people have gone
True.
between. I think we'll be okay. Right, Tony, I was looking at your questions to wrap things up. Um, if there's one of them that me and you could talk about, your three questions, which you always like a random question to talk about, what one would you want
Hmm.
to talk about? I'll let you choose. I know which one I'd choose, but let's see if we're on the same wavelength.
Before we get into that, very quickly, if we can, you're a Power Rangers fan, right? Oh yeah, you are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched the original Japanese series?
Super, like the Zoo Ranger, the one that the
Yeah,
Mighty Morphin's based on. Yeah.
I've just started watching it,
Dark, isn't it?
so I'm only 3 episodes in, and there is elements that are darker, yeah. And like I was a kid that grew up realizing that there was a difference in the footage, so like I
Okay.
understood that. Well, I don't understand how people didn't, but cool. I know a lot of people didn't. I saw that there was a difference in film grading and film quality, and then also how some of it looked brand new, some of it didn't. Da, da, da. So I've always had this intrigue, and yes, I just started sticking it on the other night, and wow, like it is almost a completely different show. And I've now got so much massive respect for the editors on the American side who are able to cobble stories together from that mad footage, where the Power Rangers as we know them are only in there for like 2-3 minutes an episode.
Literally.
Mad.
They do a lot of their fighting, don't they? It's I don't want to spoil anything, but trust me, because when you said the first three episodes, I knew you weren't at the darkest parts yet, obviously.
Hmm.
But trust me, yeah, the story's different to like the overarching story's kind
Yeah,
of because they're ancient, like they're from they were whatever Power Rangers or Zeo Rangers thousands of
yeah.
years ago. So that's the story. Obviously, these are teenagers' attitude. Hey, till you meet the Tommy's counterpart. That story gets deep.
That's what I'm really looking forward to. Is we know our love for JDF and Tommy the character, so I'm really looking forward to that. There's one thing I'm scared of, and again, it goes into me being time poor, is I haven't even looked at like a series list to see how far I've got to go before Tommy comes in or the Green Ranger comes in. I'm hoping I'm not in for a long slog here. But then also, I'm really looking forward to it because there was cutscenes in Mighty Morphin where I was like, that they're not even trying to make him look like Tommy. So you know when he's in the dark dimension and he's laid out on the table and there's green candles and stuff like, you never see his face. Like you don't see his face, but you know that's not Tommy because he's got a buzz cut. Like you know that's not Tommy. And then he sits up and I'm like, that man's Japanese. And then his eyes glow green, and then the helmet comes on. Like, is no one going to tell me who that guy was? And now I'm going to get to see it all.
So again, I didn't remember any of this. I don't remember being, maybe as a kid, I maybe probably would have noticed his shield because
Mm-hmm.
that's the most I ever do. Do you know what happened there? So the reason they had to use the flimsy, unironed shield of power is because the one that was being sent from Japan got destroyed on the way. So they had to make a cheaper
See,
alternative.
I heard a different rumor, and that's all it is a rumor. Is that, and it sounds ridiculous now. I'm going to say it out aloud, but that the American studios and the Saban or whatever didn't have the finances to get it shipped over and keep it in its like pristine condition. So they just like, sod it. We'll just ask a bunch of year fours to cobble one together.
Grade four. Um,
And then when I was watching that as a kid, again noticing the difference, I was like, well, there's two different shields. And I made up a really logical reason. I was like, oh well, when he's wearing the proper shield, like there's not much fighting. He wears the flimsy one when he's like doing all the action shots and flippy doos and all the rest of it. I was like, oh, so he can move properly. That makes sense as well. I was quite happy with that for being an 8-year-old kid.
Mate, honestly, you're on such a good journey with this because you're going to be like, part of it, you're going to go, I want this to be the story because it's so good. And honestly, the Green Ranger story, I cannot wait to talk to you about it. It's going to get you. It's going to get you good, like in how powerful it is.
Sweet.
There's there's so many things like how, like for example, I mean, didn't realize the Z on the back of the Morphers, the Z on the Megazord. When you see the Mega Dragonzord, for example,
Hmm.
and its feet are up, it says Z for Zeo
Yeah.
Ranger. When you see the Morphers that they've got up close, it says Zeo Ranger. When they use the Blade Blasters, it says Zeo Ranger. There's so many things like, how did I not?
Ah, see, that's unlocked some memories. So I had a lot of toys, just like you had a lot of toys. There's one that I was missing, but there's a lot of toys I had, and I remember looking through certain catalogs or seeing like images, like as well as on the show. But I was like, what's why doesn't that say Power Rangers? Like I don't understand that. Of course.
Mate, it's so mad. And honestly, if you want to do something else, the next one is called, I think it's Die Ranger, which is the Thunder Megazords, but
Hmm.
the Power Rangers themselves, different suits, completely different
They're
suits.
all like the White Ranger, aren't they? With the mouthpiece and like shielding and whatever.
And then obviously the White Ranger is Tommy, the White Ranger is the same outfit, but
It's a kid.
it's a kid. It is a child. And again, when you watch again, just go watch where Tommy first becomes the White Ranger. When he first gets on the Tiger Sword, if you watch him, he's literally going woohoo, woohoo, woohoo. He's like
Yeah.
like a 4-year-old that's excited. But then until you see it, you go, I would just thought he was really happy to be on that Zord, but no, he's trying to play out to what the 12-year-old was doing in the
Yeah.
Lee's version. Again, I think on the last episode with me, the third, and Woody, we were talking about this, and we talked about how, as a kid, I never noticed in the troll episode there is literally stood behind Megazord a 100-foot child hiding behind the Megazord. There is a Japanese child that is like literally as big as the Megazord almost, hiding behind it. You see it for a brief second. None of us clocked that. Maybe we thought it was a puppeteer or something that was just in the shop, but this is obviously, you'll see that when you get the
Yeah.
troll
Yeah.
episode. It's crazy.
Now, 2 points just before we move on, then, real quick, is speaking of Fantastic Four and Galactus, like, what is this beast with his giant hand that just goes into buildings and just takes people out? I can't wait to see more of him. Like this
In
is,
the episode. That's got to be Galactus, right?
it's got to be.
It's got to be Galactus.
And then second, what was my second point? Second point is Power Rangers is fantastic. Let's just leave that there.
Leave it there, right. So which one of your three questions are you going to ask me? And we'll keep it brief.
Cartoon Network versus Nickelodeon.
Yes, I knew you were going to do that. Right, I'm going to tell you straight up now, and I know my reasoning behind it. I love them both, obviously. I remember the launch of Cartoon Network, the big deal that was. Do you remember? Big
I don't remember the launch. No.
So yeah, they did a big, massive countdown of that. They did similar for like Disney Channel when that came out.
Hmm.
But I will say, I preferred Nickelodeon.
This makes for a really, really uninteresting debate. Nick Kidd through and through.
Right, I think it's simply down to I like cartoons, but I have always preferred the real shows. Like at night time, I used to like Dexter's Laboratory, but I knew it'd be repeated later on in Nickelodeon, so I'd make sure my 6 o'clock viewing was Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Hmm.
Oh, was that 6:30 when it? Because it was that's Are You Afraid of the Dark ended Nickelodeon at 7 o'clock because it was
And then it changed to Paramount.
yes, right, exactly, yeah. So Are You Afraid of the Dark was like one of my favourite shows as a kid. So that you had that. What else was on Nickelodeon? Was
Keenan and Kel.
Obviously, I think Keenan and Kel might have been the one before then. Keenan and Kel, obviously, was Clarissa on there?
Clarissa just about. I think more so for US. I think we got that on Channel 4 mostly, but yeah, it's definitely a Nick show. Sabrina, even Saved by the Bells was a Nick show in the US.
Hmm.
And then we got like a few offbeat shows that not loads of people remember, but are fantastic. So like Alex Mack,
Yeah,
Renford Rejects,
yeah.
about the Sunday League team.
That was an English one, wasn't it?
That's right, yeah, yeah. And Kablam. Kablam was one of my favourites.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Again, and the cartoons, obviously, on Nickelodeon, we just had a little bit more like Doug.
Doug, Angry Beavers, Rugrats, all amazing shows.
Even Rugrats, it just had that little bit more naughtiness. I don't know, like a bit more mature fun about it. I think, like Hey Arnold that was definitely Nickelodeon.
That was, and that's quite interesting. You say that about it being a little more mature because that's one of the reasons I didn't like Cartoon Network. Is I thought the animation was a bit too gritty and maybe a bit too like dark in some places. So like I can't explain it. So like a lot of Nickelodeon shows were just shiny, bright, punchy colours. Cartoon Network seemed to be a little more dull, and their cartoons were a little bit more offbeat, and the humor was kind of like sometimes the humor you had to go looking for, whereas like Nickelodeon is very much maybe for simple minds it was just like there you go, the funny stuff here it is. It weren't clever script, it weren't clever lines, and then things would happen on Cartoon Network like once Nickelodeon finished at 7, you might like check Cartoon Network, and it'd be like Space Ghost and like the cartoon talk show. I'm like, no, this ain't fun for me. This is too grown up. So it's interesting that
I did
you've
like
got that
Wacky Races, though.
comparison. Hmm?
Did like Wacky Races over there, though.
See, that was more of a terrestrial TV show for me. I don't remember watching it on Cartoon Network.
I might be completely wrong, Geese. It has been 30 years. So,
And then some.
I mean, I don't know. Like, to me, it has a maturity because, like I said, I'm trying to think of other ones. You had Doug, Hey Arnold. They, the character, I don't know. To me, they were a little bit more mature and cool, I suppose, for me. Like Doug was cool. And what was it? Oh, I can't remember his best mate now.
Skeeter.
Skeeter. In my head, I can hear Gerald, but that's Hey Arnold's best mate, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Skeeter, absolutely. And who was the bad guy?
Roger.
Roger, that's it.
Hmm.
I need to watch some of this. Yeah, to me, they were a little bit more grown up, a little bit more, just a little bit more mature. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I need to go and watch some of these and feel like what ones was I? Why was I preferring this? Why was I preferring that? Like I said, I love them both, but I don't know, Nickelodeon. I think as well because Nickelodeon had that. Yes, Cartoon Network was a channel, but Nickelodeon had that element of like the like the host, like the TV show,
Exactly, yeah.
ooze, and it was cool, wasn't it? It was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I
there was
got you.
that bit like, live and kicking that where there would be presenters and they'd have their little like mini games, and also you could call up for free and, try and be a part of the games, or just call up and, whether it's like Mike McLean or Matt Brown or the twins, you just like, you could call up, chat nonsense, but can I have your autograph, please? And they're like, yeah, we'll send it in a goodie bag to you. Like
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
cool. Cartoon Network didn't have any of that.
I'm gonna spark. You know this memory, right? And this is gonna set in your head. Anyone that didn't live through the 90s will not understand this. Up, 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 left, 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 right.
So I've been trying to make a TikTok video for the last week or so involving those games. There's not enough footage that I can like readily find like to cobble it together. But yeah, that crusty kid, left, 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 and then the presenter's like, "No, you mean right? You mean go right? Oh no, sorry, Tim, you got killed on level 1." And then that Hugo the troll disappears down into deep vortex, and don't worry, because we're going to send you a goodie bag.
You get a balloon and a badge.
Yeah. But Tom, who's next, he's going to smash it. He's going to get his pair of rollerblades and this Pepsi can that looks like it's a CD player. Yeah.
Yeah. And a Sega Mega Drive 2 with Sega CD
Yeah.
that no one ever had, so you couldn't play with your mates on it. You could,
I had one.
did you?
Yeah, yeah. It was a car boot find as well. And it worked.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice.
we only ever had 2 games. One was a helicopter game, and then the other one was it was Sonic. I don't know if it was just called Sonic 3D.
Yeah,
But
it was.
like there was
It
a
was
clip just a
3D.
minute ago. Where in the bonus world where he's like goes around the globe and collecting all the little spheres. It all felt a bit like that.
Yeah, yeah. The bonus levels were always next level, but I was a Sega Mega Drive kid. Never had the CD fight. Sonic 1, 2, 3, and Pinball was my furthest I went with them. Tone, we've done over an hour, which was meant to be scripted to do a half
Bye.
hour. Yeah, yeah, Tony, and you're still awake. I'm actually really impressed
And the only fidgeting I done was literally, genuinely, just to get comfy in my rickety chair.
with your old back.
It was my old back.
Welcome back to season 3, Tone. Hope you are excited for this as much as I am. We've got a big year ahead of us. We've got loads to
Mm.
come. Don't forget, as always, if you want to get your cards graded, go to Tree Frog Grading, use the code TWD15 for 15% off your orders. Also, go follow our social medias. If you haven't already liked and subscribed, do that thing as well. Social media is at Talk Talk Podcast. Tony, where can they find you if they want to find you?
You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Insta. You can find me on TikTok. You can find me on YouTube. You can find me on TikTok. You can find me on Insta. You can find me on Facebook. Tony Abingus, the 90s.
You can also find him in London, Victoria, in a pair of flares. Um, I'm at the DJ Ryan S. This is Talks with Dorks, season 3. See you later.
See you later, yogurt chewers. So there's this tramp in Victoria, right, that came up to me